Well, hey everyone, welcome back to Kitchen Table TCG. I hope you're having yourself a fantastic Monday. Today we're going to be talking, of course, about Tales of Aria, both Unlimited and First Edition. We're going to take a look at all the prices from all the cards, from all the sets, and put it together in an EV video to see, is it worth it to open up these boxes at their current market price? Let's hop in and see what we're talking about. First off, I would love it if you would check out, go to KitchenTableTCG.com, where I have links to all my socials. If you're not following me on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, or if you're not subscribed here, I am really trying to push my social media stuff to grow the channel. I'm really trying to reach a certain number of views this year and to just grow it all. But also, if you want access to all this stuff, go to Patreon and you can have access to the collection tracker, which looks a lot like this. You get a collection tracker that updates in real time with all these values of all the videos that I'm doing right now, and then additionally I do have some merch as well, which is pretty cool. Anyway, that's enough of me. We got hats. That's really what I just want to tell you about. Anyway, let's hop into Tales of Aria and see what's going on with the market. There's some interesting things to talk about today. First, let's start off. There's all the, if you wanted the short story, there's all the EV. Let's start off talking about sealed product, because Rudy put out a video yesterday that was basically like, Tales of Aria, I thought it was going to go under $100 box, and it's not. Well, I mean, come on, Rudy. On TCG Player, it is it's there. There's plenty of boxes under $100. I don't know what to take of this. There's a lot of sales, which is good. There's a lot of movement. There's a decent number of sales already today. There's 2 sales. Even a sale though at $80 for Tales of Aria First Edition booster box. So there are deals to be had. $80 is awfully close to map. I'm tracking this at $95 though. But just keep in mind, there is a ton on the market at that price point. Even like Gamers Guild here has 18 on the available. Team Reaper, that's 100, but 16. So there's a lot on the marketplace. Now I do want to highlight this though as well. When you look at Unlimited, when you look at Tales First, there's 51 listings. When you look at Unlimited, there's only 32 listings. So Unlimited here is sitting at just map at $77. It's important to note that I think a lot of stores are not currently trying to sell this, just based on the amount of product that's on the market comparatively. So keep that in mind, that maybe stores aren't ordering it. And I say that to say that as we get into these prices, it's very important that you understand that there's not that much Unlimited on the market yet. Because you're going to see the prices. I mean, it's like a $19 on average difference for the legendaries, which is not extreme. So let's hop in. So that's where we're going to go through First Edition first. I'm tracking boxes at $95, which we've been floating around that price point for a while, between 90 and 100 for almost 6 weeks now. And that's where I expect that we will kind of stick. Unless like one of these big stores comes up with some sort of Christmas bundle where they have it at at map or something like that, which anyway, I don't want to get into it, but unless that happens, this is kind of where we're at, I think. So the Fable, the Corsham, selling at about 400. You got 390, 385. There were some 400s over on TCG Player. That's for the cold foil version of Corsham. You had a higher sale here at 440, but between 375 and 400, I think, is what you could expect to pay, which is about in line with where we've been the last couple weeks. It had a hard time floating over 450. And was I not even showing that to you? Here's the eBay stuff that I was just talking about. It had a hard time floating above 450. We're sitting this is about a $400 card, which makes sense based on the current boxes being available, and a case price is kind of what we've seen historically on the Fables when the boxes are readily available. So looking at the legendaries, then this is where things get super interesting. I'm just going to give you the prices. We are up 9% on the First Edition legendaries. We are also, I'm going to tell you right now, we're up 13 or 14, I can't remember percent, on the Unlimited legendaries, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But the prices are awfully close to the Unlimited price points. Let's just pick up here and look at one of them. I picked Crown of Seeds because I think it's my favorite card in the set. Crown of Seeds, you can see Unlimited is at 140. And I searched the Unlimited, and then if you look at like a version of First Edition, you can see a sales history is sitting at like 160, 170. You could stretch it maybe if you wanted to, based on this sale, but it's just not a huge difference between Unlimited and First Edition. And I think that's just simply put, the Unlimited market just isn't there yet. There's just not enough cards on the market. So that's an important thing to note. But also, like, so take a look at this. We had a sale at $83 that was an auction, but then this sale is at $140, and we'll talk about unlimited when we get there. But my point being that if you can pay for if you can pay $20 more for a first edition, I would highly recommend that. Is kind of my point. But let's take a look at the other cards. You've got Heart of Ice at 148. Shock Charmers is the only one that's gone down to 135. Rampart of the Ram's Head at 195. New Horizon at 190. And Spellbound Creepers at 146. These prices are the highest we've seen in 5 weeks. So that's a good sign for the market. It'll be interesting, again, like I said, once Unlimited is on the market, how does that affect the first edition prices? My gut says that they maybe don't for this set, because we are starting out at an acceptable level, unlike Monarch, but we'll see what the market says. Meanwhile, cold foils, other cold foils, the Majestics are down 5%. You've got Duskblade down to $25. There was a sold listing today of Duskblade for $25 over on TCG Player with free shipping. Voltaire at 61, Winter's Whale at 63, Pulse of Voltaven, Pulse of Candlehold, holding around the 40. All those pulses are sitting around $40. And we saw these at 62, 70, and then as I think Unlimited came out, people who wanted these in their deck in the foil version. This was not printed in foil in first edition, so I think that's probably kind of what happened. Meanwhile, you have the cold foil commons, which if you haven't watched my commoner video, I do think that there is a market for these as commoner format picks up, but cold foil commons are up 6%. You're starting to see a few like Cracker Jacks getting picked up. You've got Ragamuffin's hat getting picked up. Maybe that's something to do with like people anticipating with Everfest or something. I don't know. It could just be people buying the floor of a lot of these and putting a little position in, but nothing huge changing. Average price is still $8.40. That's from $8. It's not like a huge change, but it is good to see that one at least trending up. All in all, your cold foils from the Majestics to the commons are down 3%. Extended Art, Channel Lake Frigid. Love this card. Beautiful card. It's up 3% to 205. Your Majestic Rainbow foils are so spiky. Look at this. The only card that's worth more, this is Rainbow Foil Majestic. The only card that's worth more than $10 is Channel Lake Frigid, the normal one. Everything else is almost even under $5. You can make an argument other than Sting of Sorcery, depending on the price of Channel Mount Heroic, everything's $5 or less for the Rainbow Foil. If you want to take a look at percentages, we can hop over here and look at any percentage changes. Flicker Wisp, Force of Nature losing a lot of value. Oaken Old is actually trending up. Flash Freeze, it's a $1 card, so 33% is like 20 cents. Channel Lake Frigid again is up 12%, so that card's super popular. Terra Sunder taking a little bit of a hit down 42% for the Rainbow Foil. That may be a pricing issue. Let's go check that out just in case. Terra Sunder, just in case. We'll actually look to see if any sold. That might just be the low price. Unlimited Normal at $4. Let's see what things are actually selling for. First edition Rainbow Foil, view sales. It's $6. That's LP. We'll change this one back to 7. That one I didn't notice that percentage change. I usually type them all in and then look at percentage changes, and I didn't actually do that this time. So that one's up at $7 still. That's good. So yeah, it's average at $3.57. Notice no real changes here. Looking at your Majestics, then you're down 1%. Again, no major changes, no real huge fluctuations here. A lot of cards just kind of staying flat and moving horizontally. I also think that there's something we said. I don't know that there's a lot of people building decks right now. We're not really in the middle of a format. It's also Christmas. People aren't planning on playing at their LGS lately. So, yeah, I just don't think that this is a huge buying time, which is interesting. So down 1% on Rainbow Foil rares, regular rares, all that stuff doesn't matter. Commons are down 19%. Interesting. We'll talk about commons for Unlimited. But all right, let's hop in and look at the EV calculation here. You know how I do this. If you've been watching the videos, it's all calculated out how LSS has told us, roughly what LSS has told us the packs are. And then I've had to make some guesses on, cold foil pull rates and things like that. But I think it's been pretty unanimously decided that it's pretty accurate. Box EV, including all the cards, including commons and rares, would be $91 a box, all the way including the Fables. If you only want to sell the Majestics and the Fables, Majestics through the Fables, you're sitting at $84.98. If you're going to open up a case and you don't want to include the idea of hitting a Fable, your average EV for selling all the Majestics through the legendaries would be $75. And then if you're looking at what's the worst box you can get, if you get a cold foil common, you're sitting at $28, and that does include the rares. So not the best box, I would say, to open currently, but definitely not a huge loss, especially if you want to hunt for some of those legendaries. It can be fun if you open 2 or 3 boxes and hit that legendary, then you're probably sitting up rather than if you open up the full case. So, all right, let's hop in and talk about Unlimited then. We'll kind of burn through this. The Unlimited Fable boxes are still at map, which is $77. The Unlimited Fable is sitting at $200. Your legendaries, this is where I wanted to talk about some things. Your legendaries are up 10%. Your average difference between legendary is like $19 compared to first edition, which is that's ludicrous to me. I think what's happening is we're just not seeing that many cards on the market. Let me just show it to you one more time. Something like this is happening quite a bit, where buy it now prices are being very close to the cold foil version at $140 versus $160, but the auction prices, maybe the people who actually know what they're purchasing, is sitting at $83. This one at $115. So I've taken the most recent sale, just simply put, because also on TCG Player, if you look up at Crown of Seeds, if you look at TCG Player, you're seeing those prices being offered and people buying them. Look, there was more sold this week at $140 than there was of the ones on eBay at 80, whatever that was, 89. I think 89, 90, 100 is a better price point for these, and probably where these get pretty quickly, but it's going to require people opening boxes in order to get those down. And if you take a look at the end, even at these high price points, you'll see it's just not going to happen because people already have the cards, is my guess. Anyway, we'll talk about that when we get to the EV. But legendaries, you've got, let's see what cards these are. Crown of Seeds is at $135. Heart of Ice is at $130. Keep in mind, I think these are exaggerated price points. Shock Charmers $130, Rampart at $165, New Horizon $175, and Spellbound at $115. So all in all, we are up 10% there. We'll talk about that again at the end of the video. Your Majestic Rainbow Foils. Now, keep in mind the Majestic Rainbow Foils in this set, Unlimited, include the equipment. So you're going to see a higher price average because there is some value in these equipment slots. Winter Whale at 20, Voltaire at 26. And we saw this with Monarch, that these actually held up pretty well for quite a long time at these price points. You've got the Pulses holding up pretty well too, as the only counterpoint for a foil is the cold foil. So these are holding pretty good value, even some of them trending up, like Pulse of Volthaven going from 15 to 18. All in all, though, your Dustblade is sitting at $8.75. We're down 6% still, but that's less percent than we were down last week. So it's starting to flatline out a little bit. Your average is at $6.58. Looking at your Majestics, then, you're down 5% to an average of $2.17. Now let's take a look at this Majestic versus first edition Majestic. On average, your first edition Majestic was $2.04, and currently already we are still, see what my point is, we are still higher for the Unlimited Majestics than the first edition Majestic, just because, simply put, the amount of product on the market is lower. But also you have these key cards here that are kind of trending the volume up a little bit, but these don't affect it nearly as much as the Rainbow Foils do. Anyway, so just barely, basically what I'm trying to say is the price point for the Majestics is basically the same price. First edition to Unlimited. Rainbow Foil Rare is at 74 cents on average. I wanted to highlight something again, just to reiterate my point. The common Rainbow Foils, these are TCG low that I pull commons and rares from, right? And you can see we don't even have some on the market for these Rainbow Foils. That's how few product is on the market right now for Unlimited, that there's not even some of the Rainbow Foil commons being offered by sellers. So just keep that all in mind. Anyway, let's get a look to the EV calculation. You can see all the, your chances that your average legendary is $141. You've got your 1 in 3 chance of hitting that legendary. That makes your average per box $42. You can see all that's calculated out. That puts your true box EV at $74.22. If you open up a case and you don't want to include the price of the rares, on average, you're sitting at $63.50. If you don't hit a legendary or a fable in your box and you include all the other cards, you're sitting at $26.29. That includes the Majestics, the rares. That's it. Just all the Majestics in the rares. So $26. And I think that's the inherent issue with the EV of these boxes. So much value is included in the legendary. You almost have to open up a case to guarantee yourself a legendary to break even. Again, I know everyone always leaves a comment. The point is not to break even, but EV videos tell you, should you be opening up the boxes to have some fun, or should you just be buying singles? And the answer here is just buy singles. And in this case, buy first edition singles, because those are the ones that have already reacted to the market, whereas Unlimited has not reacted to the supply of Tales of Aria. Unlimited supply is not that. Now, if you are selling singles on TCG Player right now, this is the time to get your unlimited singles up on TCG Player, because people are buying legendaries for $140 when the first edition is $160. So this is the time to sell unlimited legendaries for sure on TCG Player. But anyway, hope you guys have a great day. Remember, be kind to the people around you. If you want access to all this stuff, head on over to KitchenTableTCG.com. You get yourself access to all of these stuff, all those things. We also got the merch. We've got the social links. Make sure you're following me on Facebook, Twitter, on Instagram, where I'm trying to do some more content to grow in those spheres as well. But again, if you want access to those collection trackers, head on over there and hit that button right there. Anyway, hope you guys have a good one. Remember, be kind to the people around you, and we'll see you again next video.